So my name's Billie Jade. I have a new or debut EP out this Friday called 1111, which was like produced by Mitch Marlow. So he's done bands such as New Year's Day, In This Moment, Stitched Up Heart, a lot of female fronted heavy metal. So yeah, I'm really excited to show the world.
Beautiful, Billie Jade. Thanks for joining us today.
Can't wait.
I've got to say, you're a bundle of joy. Some people I talk to on here that are so morose and going through the motions, it almost puts you to sleep. But you're happy.
Thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much.
I started to say you're releasing your debut EP 1111 on this Friday, April the 19th, which is only a couple of days away, mate. So how are you feeling? Are you nervous? Are you anxious, excited, happy, sad, all of the above?
I, I'm so excited. This has been a long time in the making. I did try to go over for another writing session during COVID and got sent back. So it's been a long time, and I'm just so excited to put out the ideas. There was one track I wrote in a writing session with Mitch when I first met him, which is Scream. So that's the first track on the EP, and the rest I wrote with him later on. But I'm just so excited to get all those ideas out together as an EP. So yeah.
Yeah. And the press release calls the EP unapologetically honest and raw. Would you agree with that, and why?
Yeah, I think it's just me. Like I think I'm a very honest and raw person. Like when I'm talking, like if you get to know me, that's the way I am. So I think it's a little bit of my personality in there, a little bit of a diva attitude, I'd say, for heavy metal. So I guess like I'm trying to bring across something that's a little bit more honest and raw than a lot of the stuff that is being played, because I think a lot of it is just a recycling of ideas. So I'm trying to think of, like, I guess on the last writing sessions, I was trying to think of ideas that haven't really been put out there, or I always have little ideas that, grow. So
Uh,
yeah.
I get where you're coming from with honesty. Like I tell people, if you don't want the answer to a question, don't ask me because I'm
Yeah.
that's whether you want to hear it or not. It gets you into shit, but saves a lot of hassle.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
I love it.
tell us a bit more about 1111 musically and what you're going for with it.
Yeah, I guess I'm really into the modern metal sound. I know a lot of people do love the old school metal, which I'm a big fan of as well. But with Mitch, he writes a lot of that kind of hard hitting, big choruses, does his own mixing of things. And yeah, so it's definitely got, I guess, my own twist to his sound. So he has that modern metal sound. I love that modern metal sound. That's why I work with him. And also I have, I guess, a bit of a blues element to my voice. So he kind of picked that up in the first song, Scream, and he wanted to incorporate it straight away. So he did in the chorus, was like, sing that like with a bit of swing. So so it was really cool to work with him, and him embrace the elements that he could see came naturally from me. So yeah.
Now, I didn't have this as a question, but it's just sort of come up now. Like you mentioned Mitch, your producer, quite a few times, and excuse me, the bands that he's worked with. But a lot of people outside of music wouldn't understand, like, how important is the right producer in making your record the way it should be?
It's everything. Like I know from where I've come from, being my first single, I did the recording on my own. So it was me playing guitar, bass, vocals, keys, and my brother on the drums. And as much as I love that process because it was a really big tick on achieving something, it was hard work. And to get the sound that I wanted was, I would say, almost impossible. So I think to have someone who sees your vision and bring it to life with you is so important. And them to understand you as an artist isn't, like, I've worked with some big producers before. And yeah, them to understand you as an artist and your strengths is like so important.
Yeah, it's very true.
Highly recommend.
I actually remember after I was talking with Alice Cooper once, and he was talking about his producers, and at the end of it, I asked him for a couple of tips. I think for the top 3 commandments of metal, I think it was. And what first one he said was, listen to your producer because he's there for a reason.
Yeah. And as much as you don't want to, sometimes they're always right. You don't want to hear it, but it's true.
Yeah, well, you can't show yourself sometimes.
Yeah,
Now, there's only 4 songs on the EP. So yeah, we've only got the 4 songs on the EP, as you said. So I want to run through them one at a time, and you can tell us a bit more about the song. So it starts off with
Scream. That was the first song we wrote together. And it did take about an hour. I already had a concept for the song. It's a very sexually empowering song. I love it. It's hard hitting, big chorus. Definitely one of my favorites. And yeah, it was definitely, I think it's the song that metal needs. It needs a, little bit of a almost hip hop lyrical edge. So,
a bit of attitude.
A bit of attitude, yeah.
And second up, you've got a cover of the James Brown song, It's a Man's World, which is an interesting choice of cover, but it's also beautifully and tastefully done. So tell us about that and why you
thank you. Yeah, I chose that song. My mum's actually a professional singer. I've been listening to her since I was a kid, and that's actually my favorite song that I've ever heard her sing. So it's kind of like a homage to my mum, but also every time I've heard it, I just thought, damn, that'd be cool if it was a metal song.
And a woman singing it.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's the thought behind it.
It's a really, I like the way you've done it. Like you've changed the original, but you've still respected it. So you've done it really well.
Thank you so much.
Worries at all. And next is a song that I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but it's got the capital letters DGAFAY. Firstly, tell us what that stands for, then tell us more about the song.
Oh, if I can swear, it's don't give a fuck about you.
I got the don't give a fuck part right, but I wasn't going to say that because I wasn't sure about it in front of you. But I've been sitting there all morning going, what can AFAY stand for? And so you've turned it into a love song of sorts.
Yeah, it's an anti-love song, definitely. But that one, I've had an idea for a while to write a song like that. That's a bit like, I guess, just a tongue-in-cheek kind of anthem. So that's what it is. I went through a terrible breakup before I wrote that song. So
yeah. I
it was kind of empowered by that.
Very cool. Complete the EP with the track No Way Out.
Yeah, that one's a bit of a lyrical twist to it. So the song itself, I would say was more radio friendly, a bit of a power anthem, but the song is basically a twist on what you think it's about. So No Way Out is basically I guess people when they hear No Way Out are thinking there's no way out for them, but the song is actually about being in some kind of abusive relationship. And the twist is that what it's saying is like, thank you to those people, because if you leave, they have no way out from themselves. You're free. So I guess it's trying to empower people in those situations to like see the way out.
Yeah, very cool. Now, there's no song on there called 1111, which means the title's got greater significance. So tell us what it is.
Yeah. So I actually lost my father 2 years ago, which was around when all this was coming together. I kind of fell apart, but strangely, everything happened at the perfect time, and it just kept popping up on the clock. 11, 11, 11, 11. And my dad said to me, he's like, I know this is hard. Like before he passed away, he said, I know this is hard for you, but I need you to finish that fucking music. So
yeah, no greater motivation than that, is it?
Yeah. So, like, I guess it's like a bit of a, ode to my dad kind of thing, but also the message that I was getting was 11, 11, 11, 11 everywhere. It was like I couldn't escape. The clock was telling me it's time.
So why did you change it to Roman numerals then? There's got to be a story behind that too.
I just love the look of them, really.
It confuses the fuck out of people, so you enjoy doing that
Yeah,
too.
I think yeah, exactly. Everyone's confused, but but I think there was also a lot of songs called 1111 EPs, things like that before, so I wanted it to be unique.
It does make it, that definitely makes it stand out more.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Chris.
Right, so we run through all four of the songs individually on 1111. So overall, how would you sum up the album musically?
I would say it's definitely a journey for 4 songs. It's pretty hard hitting. Like it's a ride for sure. I'd say it's powerful, and I think it's definitely bringing something unique, especially to Australia. I know a lot of girls in America are doing kind of solo things like Poppy and things like that. But there isn't really anyone in Australia who's coming to the surface with that stuff. So I would love to, I guess show that we can do that here too. Bring forth the solo female artists, and yeah, and I think I guess musically it's pretty strong in all aspects. And yeah, I can't wait to do more, really.
Very nice. And have you got any launch shows planned or any tours coming up?
Not yet. I definitely will have some shows coming up in the future, but at the moment, it's just me. My brother plays drums for me, so he's always on call, and my best friend plays guitar for me. So I'm very lucky in that respect that I can call on them anytime I need.
Yeah, and then family's not going to let you down as well.
Yeah, yeah. If they do, they're
So if anyone wants to get themselves on hold of the copy or pre-order it before it comes out, where do they go?
Definitely jump onto there's a link in my bio on Instagram to pre-save it. So you can pre-save it on Spotify, any digital music outlet. It's there to pre-save. So I've got the link on Facebook, Instagram, and it'll basically be out in a few days now, which is crazy.
Yes, mate, it is. Well, best of luck with it. I'll be honest, I've only listened to half of it so far before this, but I really enjoyed what I did here, so I'll be listening to the rest of it. But 1111 is out this Friday, April 19th, and get behind your local artists, mate. Good on you. It sounds like you're doing
Thanks
good.
so much, Chris. Appreciate it.